Bristol Road coming along. So we're right now for the third of the day. All ready, and they're off and racing. Deep Out Midnight Banquet won the start quite comfortably and is heading straight down onto the rails to lead them here in the first 150 over Lashilla and Western Star. Montagna's up there fourth over on the outside of Duck Feet. Getting back Dust Me Off and Fast as the wind, and between them is Bristol Road. Midnight Banquet back in the role of pacemaker this afternoon, goes to the turn out of the straight for McGruddy, and over the crossing they hop and led by about 2.5 lengths to Lashilla. About 1.5 lengths to Western Star, then Montagna, who's going to follow it to the back straight. On the rails to Duck Feet, then Dust Me Off, who's parked out there 3 wide, so he's going to allow it to slide forward. Bristol Road following it, down on the inside is Fast as the Wind, no more than 4 from the leader. Midnight Banquet takes a real breather for Shooter, down the back straight. McGruddy took hold, and he had them bunched up. Midnight Banquet went by the 1300, 3/4 to Dust Me Off, who was able to get around them 3 deep to go up now and punch the breeze. Lashilla third, Western Star gets a bit of cover. 1.5 lengths away then came Montagna, who's back outside of Duck Feet, and then almost 2 lengths to Bristol Road, Fast as the Wind. Midnight Banquet again quickened up the tempo when they go out by the 950 and leads by more than 1 length now. Dust Me Off is second. Lashilla's getting a cosy run down near the inside, 3/4 Western Star. Then Duck Feet, Montagna, who've kept company with each other, and the last couple still were Bristol Road, who's shading Fast as the Wind, who's going to need a bit of luck back there on the inside as Midnight Banquet comes down the side of the track with 600 left to go. On top, Midnight Banquet right from the word go. Dust Me Off second. Around it goes Western Star, which is starting to work into the picture pretty quickly. Montagna's going to now start to make up ground here for Carberry. He follows Western Star to the corner. Lashilla got dropped off, being followed further back by Duck Feet. Midnight Banquet headed by Western Star, though, when they go by the 300. 2 lengths to Montagna, called upon. He's about to shake it up, and then 2 or 3 lengths to Duck Feet. Western Star, Midnight Banquet, now Montagna at the 150 mark, and Montagna ranges up, draws level. It's Montagna, Midnight Banquet fighting back, though. Montagna, Midnight Banquet. Montagna prevailed. Montagna won it narrowly from Midnight Banquet, who kept on coming. Western Star was third home. Fourth is Duck Feet, and then Bristol Road, Lashilla, Fast as the Wind, never really came on at any point in the run home, and Dust Me Off had dropped out to finish back there at the rear. Number 3, Montagna, Patrick Carberry, has beaten Midnight Banquet, and Western Star will be third. 3, 4 and 8 the placings will be after the Salinger handicap. Number 3, Montagna, ridden by Patrick Carberry for Steve Wallace there. He had a lovely run all of the way on the 7-day turnaround. That was coming off a month between runs too, and he had to liven the horse up, but it was a gritty effort. So was that of the runner-up, Midnight Banquet, who tended to the pace most of the way. The run came from Western Star, but it blew out at the 100-metre mark, and Duck Feet is back there in 4th placing. The winner is raced by B. Pike, K. Williams, P. Rowe, R. Davidson, T. Bletchenden, Mrs. J. Wilson, and posts its second win in 10 runs. Having said that, 2 wins, 6 seconds in the career of the ultra-consistent Montagna, paying $271.40. Midnight Banquet by Dane Hill Express out of Sarasite Cell for Rod and Lyle Della Costa. Sean McGruddy, the rider, for Owen Cocking. It'll pay $210. Western Star, number 8. Third home by Dylan Thomas out of Disco Miss for Ash Maley and B. Correa, trained by Ash Maley, ridden by Lucas Camilleri, a place dividend of $3.40. Now, the winning margin is 3/4 with 1 1/4 second and third the time there for the 2,100 clock by Montagna, 2:14.20. The Merrywell Handicap, race 4, over 1,700 the next at 3 o'clock. Number 8, Echoes in Time, is the scratching. Let's go down now to the winner's enclosure, and it was the right horse, as far as punters were concerned, that has got the money. Montagna backed in from 290 to 260, but it jumped officially 270 there, and going on to win its second race, Gareth.
Yes, thanks for that, Macca. Steve Wallace joins us. This is the first preparation that he's had in Montagna, but boy, oh boy, it's been a fun preparation.
Yeah, he's certainly given us some joy, that's for sure.
I remember having a chat to you a few times after this fellow won. Has he surprised you since you've had him in your care?
Yeah, he's always, been a really honest horse, even his track work and things like that. Lacks a bit of brilliance, but, he's very genuine. He's got a great mob of owners. Pleasure to train.
Hopefully the rain can stay around for a little longer this winter because he enjoyed that wet track today.
Yeah, he does enjoy the wet. This is his 8th run, I think, so he'll let me know whether he's ready to go again or not.
So we'll just weigh it up and see how he pulls up. But job well done, Steve. It's been a mighty training performance.
Thank you.
There's Steve Wallace there, and we'll have a chat now to Patrick Carberry. He'll have a chat to Harold and then jump on the scales, and then we can catch up with Patrick Carberry that's had a pretty good time of it. He's riding with plenty of confidence, and he was too good in the end, Montagna. I'll tell you what, Midnight Banquet was a good effort, took up the running and then never really gave up that fight. Looked a beaten horse at the top of the stretch, but kept on fighting. And back in third was Western Star, who loomed up. This mare looked like she was going to win, but in the end, she just faded to finish third. So the numbers here are, of course, Montagna the 3 over the 4, and the 8 will be officially third, and just awaiting on that 4th number there to come through. Patrick Carberry just having a chat to Connections, and then he'll jump aboard these scales and we can have a chat to Paddy Carberry. I don't know, Harold, we might have to say you have to jump on the scales before you talk to the Connections. It's cold waiting out here for Paddy to finish off his discussion with Steve Wallace and the owners. But geez, what a performance by Montagna over, well, 8 runs this preparation for Steve Wallace. His last 6 races, he's had 2 victories, or his last 7, 2 victories and 5 seconds. So he hasn't missed a top 2 berth in his last 7 attempts, and he's been an ultra consistent galloper for Steve Wallace. I thought the second horse, as we just pointed out, Midnight Banquet, was also very good. Fowen Cocking and Sean McGrady. This horse has been brave on a few occasions. Probably just went off a little bit its last couple, but probably in tougher company. And today it took up the running, was out of trouble and kept on fighting to finish second. So Patrick Carberry just making his way across over here, and we can have a chat to Patrick after he weighs in, and be interesting to see how he believes that how Montagna's going at the moment, because it just keeps on performing every time it steps out onto the track. Here's Patrick now. He made us wait, but that was a good performance, Patrick.
Yeah, I thought it was good. He got a really good run. He was last start he was a bit slow away, and he was coming off a month break in between runs, and a bit slow away, and he probably felt the pinch the last bit, and he had a little bit more weight, but a bit stronger race today and a bit more genuine tempo helped him. The Saxons generally handle the wet quite well, so I was quite confident that would help him. And when he got to the front, he sort of wanted to relax a little bit, but I kept him going, and he won quite well.
Geez, he's been consistent this prep. Can he keep on going?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's only his second solid prep, and he's pretty much earned every start he's been in this preparation. I've only ridden him less than a handful of times, but I think he still lacks a bit of maturity, so hopefully in time to come he might strengthen up a little bit. But I mean, he hasn't really raced against much strength, but hopefully with time he'll get a bit of strength about himself, and but he's a genuine stayer.
Got any more winners for the day? Some love?
Well, let's just hope that you get around safe and doesn't rain too much. I think that's a win.
Yeah. You better go and clean yourself up. You've got that mud mask. You won't have to go to your beauty therapist this time around, Patrick.
They don't let me in anymore, mate.
Good on you, mate.
Cheers.
There's Paddy Carberry there. He is one of the great riders, but also one of the